Okay, welcome back to the mess that is the garage. I think today what I'm going to do is tackle this stem. Obviously, well, not obviously, some of you might have seen the Viking Vision post. Damn, that car going past. Some of you may have seen the Viking Vision post where, well, basically just run through what everything's wrong with it. But this stem ended up snapping. It's seized in there. Heat cycles didn't work on it as far as I know, so what I'm going to do is use some caustic soda to get it out. Caustic soda is probably available from all DIY stores. You just mix it up with a bit of water, and it essentially dissolves the aluminium, the alloy. It's not a nice reaction. It bubbles, it pops, it hisses. You're going to need to wear like safety glasses and do it in a ventilated area. Wear obviously gloves and everything, so because if it lands on your skin, it's going to hurt, and you don't want to get it in your eyes or anything like that. So it's a last ditch attempt to get anything seized out. The fork, I'm not using the forks on this, they're all bent up as well, but if you wanted to save your forks and get rid of a seized stem, this is a last ditch attempt to try and make that happen. So first I need to get the forks out of the frame. So the easiest way I can do this is to take the bolt out, cut this off as low as it can go, and then I can actually take the headset apart and get it out. And the lower I can cut it is essentially better because I don't have to melt as much alloy out. So let's get on that. I also need to take this stem bolt out if I didn't say that. But where's my angle grinder? I'm not sure how well this is going to cut the alloy. Not very well at all. This is actually easier with a hacksaw. That grinder doesn't like to cut. Okay, next job, obviously just take this headset off so I can get the forks out, and then I'll cut the stem down a little bit more. Headset out, I'll take the rest of that out, and then the frame, I don't know what I'm going to do with the frame just yet. Okay, so this is my setup now. What I aim to do is hold the fork even in my stand. Underneath I'm going to have a container, a milk bottle container, which that is going to rest in, and underneath that as well I'm going to put another plastic container, so if anything does spill out, it's not going to go on the floor or anywhere. Torvi is locked away in the house. She's safe from all this. She's not going to come in the garage or go anywhere near that. But what I need to do now is actually mix up the caustic soda. And for that I have some water and some concentrated caustic soda, which is completely blown out. There we go, that's a bit better. So what I've got to do is add this to that once I've got some thicker gloves on. I know I've got some somewhere. Put a dust mask on as well, just in case I inhale anything. I'm in the open. That van. I'm going to put a dust mask on as well. I don't have a proper respirator, but I'm in an open environment with air blowing through, and I'm going to use a funnel to fill this up, and hopefully, well, I've got my glasses on as well, and hopefully once I put it in there, give it a shake about, it's going to make a exothermic reaction, so it is going to produce a bit of heat, and then once all that's done, I'll just let it settle for a second, and then I'm going to pour it into the milk bottle container, and it should get to work. Should. Okay, let's give this a whirl. So, thicker, longer sleeve vinyl gloves on. That's what I normally use for the oxalic acid funnel. The one I've used before for this. You can't even see that's not even shut. Funnels in. How much am I going to put in this? Do you know what? This is a 1 kilo container, which says 500 grams, should do 5 litres, but that's for unblocking drains. So we're just going to pour a bit in. It's at the, why is it a litre? I don't know. And you always add the caustic soda to the water, not the other way around. I'm just guessing that. Okay, so for this I've used about, I don't know, a third of a bottle of this, so probably about 300 grams to about a litre. Just put that away. Put the top on, and I'm going to give this a bit of a shake up. Just to try and get it mixed. You can feel the heat coming off it already. So it's only had a little bit of a shake, but the pressure's building in there, so I'm just going to release the pressure. There we go. Just gently release the pressure. You can feel it building. And I'm going to pour this contents now straight into that milk bottle. Now that is going to start fizzing away, start bubbling away. I don't know if you can see the fumes coming off it. Oh, this is going to be awkward. Oh look, you can see it coming out. So that right there, is it working? That's what it's going to do. It's going to bubble up and melt the alloy. So I'm going to let that work now. I'm just going to let it sit in there, and I'm going to get out the garage. I'm just going to leave it to do its job. But that is what you're looking for. Okay, it's now like, I don't know, 4 hours later. So we'll see what it's done. It hasn't come out. Okay, so seeing as that first round hasn't worked fully, I mean it might not work the first round, I'm going to get some fresh batch made up, just empty that used stuff into this container and go at it again basically. Just hope it works this next time, just leave it again for a good few hours, just let it work, and we'll be back. So in retrospect, this might have been better. This might have worked better, sorry, if I had drilled out the stem a little bit. Obviously the diameter of the seat tube is 22.2 mil. So if I just drilled that out a little bit, there'd have been less material for this to work with, because this has actually been, is this cycle number 4 now? I left it running overnight and then in the morning put another one in. So is that 4 or 3? I'm not sure. But yeah, we'll see how this is done. Where's my cloth? I've got a lot of stuff now to clear out. And yeah, be aware that this stuff will just take off the paint as well. Like, it's obviously just taking off all the paint down there. so it will clear it back to... oh, it still hasn't come out. It still hasn't completely worked it out. So yeah, it's definitely, it's working. It's working, it's slowly working. But it needs a bit more time in there, unless I can break it out now. Let me try and break it out. Now, I think this goes without saying, but if you are trying to save these forks and just get a stem out, don't go hammering down the seat tube. Don't go hammering down the tube. You don't want to distort any of this by forcing any of the stem out, or even the screwdriver, chisel, whatever you're using, through the side. I'm just knocking out the bottom now. It seems to have come free enough for me to just lightly tap it in certain positions. That's what it was. There we go. And that's one melted stem out. So that's generally what comes out, something like that. It's just been melted away. Oh yeah, you can see it's all eaten away, that part. But yeah, that works. That is a last ditch attempt to remove a seized stem. Works for seat posts too. Definitely works for seat posts. That was how chunky this stem was inside, and it's melted it down to that thin piece in 4 cycles, was it? But yeah, a tip might be to, in future, drill out the inside first, to, I don't know, as big as you want to go. Not too much that it's going to damage the tube, and definitely don't go trying to forcibly whack the stuck part out, because you don't want to be damaging any of this. So let it do its work. If it takes more time, it takes more time, but it will get it out eventually. Caustic soda, like I say, can be picked up from any hardware store. Mix it with water. The water goes in first, then you pour the caustic soda into the water, mix it up a bit. Make sure you've got the right eye protection on, the right breathing protection on, and don't stay in the same area as it. Make sure there's no little ones around that are going to be poking fingers, or animals, or even animals around that are going to drink it. Yeah, just be careful of it, because it is nasty stuff. But it will remove stuck stems or even stuck seat posts out of bike frames, steel frames. Okay, so that's it. That is what you do, and I've now got to safely dispose of all this waste fluid, which I'll probably do at work because we've got the appropriate containers. So, hope you enjoyed this little video. If you do, subscribe, watch the rest of the videos. There's plenty of them on this channel. Hit the thumbs up, hit the thumbs down, do all that sort of jazz, and I'll catch you in the next video.